Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to a new lesson of English. Lesson number 6. In today's lesson, we will talk about solving puzzles and responding to suggestions. So, in this lesson, we talk about solving puzzles, solving quizzes, and responding to suggestions. You can practice speaking in this lesson a lot. Now, number A, look at the pictures and what is the problem? You can describe the problem. What is the problem? We have here 3 pictures. Picture number 1, number 2, and the third picture. So here we have to focus, we have to look at them deeply and describe the problem. What is the problem? Yes, you can think, my dear students. Have you discovered the problem? Oh, you are clever, so I think you have discovered it. Yes, so here the problem is that the lorry is stuck. The lorry is stuck under the bridge, and the bridge is too low and the driver can't get through. So the problem here is the lorry is stuck under the bridge because the bridge is too low and the driver can't get through, can't pass through. Yes, here we have to know, to describe, to clarify the problem, and after that we put some suggestions or solutions to the problem. So first of all, we have found the problem, which is the following. The problem is the lorry is stuck because the bridge is too low and the driver can't get through. Yes, that's it. We have to put some solution to that problems. Now number B, read the conversation below. How do you think they solved the problem? How do all these people in the picture solve the problem? How do you think they solved the problem? Now we will read the conversation between A and B. A, well, the problem is that the lorry is stuck. B, yes, the bridge is too low and the driver can't get through. In this picture, the boy has found a solution. What do you think it is? So, this boy in the picture here has found a solution to that problem. What do you think? He asks here, what do you think it is? Number B says, the people might have pushed the lorry from the back. So here we have a suggestion. We have a suggestion. The people might have pushed the lorry from the back. Oh, that's one possibility. It's possible. But I'm not sure it would have worked. Here, I am not sure it would have worked. B, they might have cut off part of the bridge to make more room. another suggestion, another solution. They might have cut off part of the bridge to make more space, to make more room. I don't think that's very likely. It's not likely. It would have damaged the bridge. Do you think the driver might have driven very fast towards the bridge to get through? Here we have also a third suggestion. You could be right. Maybe you are right here, but it might have been too dangerous. But if the driver has driven very fast towards the bridge to get through, this might have been too dangerous. I know how they must have solved the problem. After reading this conversation below, yes, we have to think to discover the solution. In my opinion, if we want to let this lorry get through, we can do the following thing. So here the boy's idea was to let some air out of the tires of the truck. Here the boy solves the problem. The boy's idea was to let some air out of the tires of the truck. Here in this case, they could reduce the height of the truck. So the height of the truck could be shorter, so it could get under the bridge. Let's move to number C. Read the language books about responding to suggestions. Responding to suggestions. When someone makes a suggestion you don't completely agree with, there are some expressions you can use to be polite. Sometimes we agree with somebody else, and in other cases we don't agree with somebody. But if we agree with somebody, we are not completely like him or her. We don't completely agree with that person. For example, there are some expressions we can use to be polite, like examples. That's one possibility. Here we don't agree with the speaker, but we can say this expression. That's one possibility. But yeah, I don't think that's very likely. I think that's unlikely. You could be right. That's a good idea, but here to be more polite, we can use these expressions. That's one possibility, but you could be right. I don't think that's very likely. I think that's unlikely, and that's a good idea, but. Now, work in pairs, read the puzzle below, and talk about possible solutions. Use must, might, can't, plus have, plus past participle, and adverbs from lesson 3. Respond to your partner's suggestions. Here we have a quiz or puzzle and we have to solve it. We have to put some suggestions. I will read. A police chief was interviewing 3 candidates for a job in his department. To test their logic, he took a red marker pen and a black marker pen and told them. So here the police chief hold is 3 markers. One of them is black and the other one is red. He was interviewing 3 candidates for a job vacancy in his department. After that he told the candidates, I'm going to make either a red or a black mark on each of your foreheads. So he was going to draw a red or a black mark on their foreheads. At least, he told them, at least 1 mark will be black. So 1 mark will be black, at least 1 mark. Using all your own logic, if you use your logic, if you use your reason, here the meaning, I want you to find out the color of the mark on your forehead. I want you to discover the color of the mark on your own forehead. The first man to do this and give me an answer and an explanation of how he made his decision will get the job, will have the job. After that he blindfolded the 3 candidates and put a black mark on each of their foreheads. So he put 3 black marks on their foreheads. After he removed the blindfolds, the 3 men looked at each other for a few seconds, each seeing that the other 2 marks were black. Then one of them said, I have a black mark. Here he discovered that he had a black mark. How did the candidate explain his decision? Here we have to think deeply to discover the solution about this puzzle. Now we have the solutions. The first solution is to the exercise number A and B, and the second solution is for the exercise number D. So here exercise B, the boys' idea was to let some air out of the tires of the truck, and in this case they reduced the height of the truck so it could get under the bridge. Now exercise number D. Here the winning candidate explained his decision as follows. He expressed his explanation as follows. If I had seen 2 red marks, I would immediately have said mine was black, because you said that at least 1 mark was black. So in this case, the first case, he said, if I had seen on the forehead of my friends 2 red marks, obviously I would immediately have said my mark was black in this case, because you said here he was addressing the police chief, because you said that at least one mark was black. The second case, if I had seen a red and black mark and the man with the black mark didn't immediately say mine is black, then I could have assumed I didn't have a red mark. Since both of these candidates are clever, are smart, they must have been facing the same situation as I was, and this must have meant that all three of us had black marks. So here the third candidate had discovered the solution of this puzzle. Our today's lesson is so short, so here in this lesson we have to focus on speaking more than anything else. If we want to make suggestions, if we want to respond to suggestions, and if we want to solve puzzles and quiz, we have to have a lot of vocabulary to express our suggestions. And don't forget that when you want to make suggestion, you don't completely agree with or don't agree with somebody else. So here in this case there are some expressions you can use to be polite. The most important thing is to be polite with others, and as I have mentioned them earlier, these examples are: that's one possibility, but you could be right, you are right, but I don't think so, I don't think that's very likely, it's unlikely, I think that's unlikely, that's a good idea, but yes, I have a suggestion. So there are many expressions we can use if we want to make suggestions, if we want to respond to suggestions and solve puzzles. Don't forget these words because they are more interesting and more important than others. Dear students, we have reached at the end of this lesson. Study hard and don't waste time, because time is gold. Time is gold. I don't say gold, it's more precious than gold. And finally, see you in the following episode or in the following lesson. Goodbye.